Parker Bowles family story took a dramatic and unexpected turn recently, shaking the very foundations of the British monarchy. At the height of the once scandalous relationship between then Prince Charles and Camilla Parker Bowles, her son Tom Parker Bowles, a respected food critic, found himself at the center of a revelation that could alter royal history. It all began innocently enough when Tom took a popular DNA test, hoping to learn more about his ancestry. Having often spoken publicly and proudly about his background, Tom was completely unprepared for the bombshell the results would deliver. According to sources close to the royal family, the test revealed that Queen Camilla's biological father might not be Major Bruce Shand, as believed for over 7 decades. Instead, the DNA pointed toward a man possibly linked to British aristocracy and even royal blood. The discovery shattered Tom's sense of identity and reportedly caused him to become visibly shaken after learning the truth. About 2 weeks ago, Tom confronted Camilla in a private meeting at Clarence House, during which nearby staff reportedly heard raised voices. He left the meeting visibly distressed, and since then, mother and son have not spoken. Insiders say this revelation isn't merely a private family matter. It poses serious implications for the legitimacy of the royal bloodline and could impact the line of succession. The news quickly fueled speculation among royal watchers and journalists alike, with many suggesting this hidden paternity might shed new light on why King Charles was so resolute in marrying Camilla despite overwhelming public opposition at the time. Charles' long and passionate fight for Camilla is now being viewed in a whole new light. For many, it's as if the final piece of a puzzle has been placed, revealing the complete picture. This shift in perspective also casts Queen Elizabeth II's initial opposition to their marriage in a different context. Perhaps she knew more than the public ever realized. If a secret this significant has been hidden behind palace walls for so long, then much of what people believed about the royal family could be based on fiction rather than fact. As the revelations unfolded, things took an even more dramatic turn. Tom suddenly disappeared. Those close to him say he withdrew from the public eye entirely, retreating to a friend's private estate in Scotland. But this wasn't a relaxing escape. He was reportedly heartbroken, disoriented, and overwhelmed by the shocking truths he had just uncovered about his family. After a difficult conversation with his mother and the implications of the DNA revelation for the entire royal lineage, the emotional weight became too much for him to bear. Rumors are now swirling. Some say Tom is considering legally changing his last name, while others claim he's secretly penning a tell-all book, one that could make Prince Harry's spare seem tame by comparison. What's certain is that his relationship with Queen Camilla appears irreparably damaged. Meanwhile, Buckingham Palace is only beginning to feel the aftershocks of this DNA bombshell. Social media has erupted with speculation and disbelief. Hashtags like #RoyalDNAShock, #NotReallyHerSon, and #Camilla's Hidden Truth are trending with posts going viral by the minute. One viral message speculated that if someone discovered their entire life was based on a lie, walking away would be the only logical choice. Another suggested Tom had suffered in silence for too long and that the connection between the Parker and Windsor families was finally coming to light. Commentators and royal watchers agree this could be the most explosive scandal since a king abdicated his throne for love. Now questions are being asked about who knew the truth and how long they kept it hidden. The palace's media team is reportedly scrambling to contain the fallout, but this time the usual spin might not be enough. A DNA test doesn't lie, and no amount of royal messaging can rewrite scientific fact. Publishers are already circling, eager to tell the story that could change everything. Documentary makers are already racing to get their hands on the story, with several reportedly preparing proposals. Behind the scenes, royal insiders are said to be in crisis mode, scrambling to contain the potential fallout. Even King Charles is reportedly stepping in, attempting to mediate between Queen Camilla and her son Tom. But with cold facts clashing so publicly with long-held family narratives, it may already be too late to repair the damage. According to a source close to Tom, he is determined to have the full truth exposed. They claim there are deep, long-buried secrets within the royal bloodlines. Secrets that may have been deliberately hidden for generations. This isn't just tabloid gossip. It could fundamentally alter the story of the monarchy itself. At stake is more than lineage. It's about truth, identity, and whether the royal institution can withstand yet another blow to its already fragile reputation. In a recent interview, a prominent royal author didn't mince words, stating that the DNA revelations raised serious questions about how Camilla moved so quickly from royal outsider to queen. If the man believed to be her biological father had royal blood himself, it could completely upend what the public thought they knew about the decade-or-so-long Charles, Diana, and Camilla saga. Historians have begun digging into archives, old letters, photographs, and private notes from the 1940s, searching for evidence that could confirm Camilla's true background. One historian noted that the clues were always there, but you had to know where to look. When comparing photos of Camilla, the man who raised her, and the newly identified aristocrat, the resemblance is reportedly impossible to ignore. At this point, whether Tom and his mother reconcile is beside the point. The discovery alone has already redrawn the royal family tree. The DNA speaks for itself. The relationships are fractured, and the entire world is now watching closely. Questions loom. Will Tom step forward in an exclusive interview? Will additional DNA tests reveal even more hidden truths? Will Queen Camilla be forced to publicly confront her real heritage? Or will the palace continue its long-standing tradition of secrecy? No one knows the full answers yet, but according to sources close to Tom, he is actively working with experts in family history to trace this new path. What he uncovers could potentially link the royal family to other powerful and wealthy families throughout Britain. This is no longer just about a mother and son. It could trigger a chain reaction, reshaping the monarchy's history in ways no one anticipated. It turns out their family roots may not be what they always believed, and this revelation could explain why Camilla was so determined to secure her place within the royal family from the beginning. Some speculate that her motivations went beyond love. If her biological father had royal lineage, she might have felt it was her rightful place to be among them all along. Insiders say King Charles is deeply troubled by the situation. With the monarchy still recovering from the fallout of Harry and Meghan stepping away and the scandals surrounding Prince Andrew, this new turmoil is the last thing the royal family needs. Genealogy experts have reportedly seen a surge in inquiries as people rush to uncover whether they too might have ties to this newly exposed royal bloodline. It seems many are hoping to discover a forgotten royal connection of their own. Meanwhile, the world watches Tom closely, wondering whether he'll sever ties with the monarchy entirely and forge a new path, or use this dramatic twist as the basis for a high-profile endeavor that could rival even the most sensational royal sagas. At the same time, Prince Harry is making headlines over persistent rumors regarding his paternity, a mystery that has intrigued the public for years. His red hair and distinct features compared to his brother William have fueled speculation, with some suggesting that James Hewitt, a former lover of Princess Diana, might be his biological father instead of King Charles. Despite the royal family's repeated denials, the rumors never fully faded. Now, a recent development has reportedly deepened Harry's rift with his royal roots. According to sources, Harry had a virtual consultation with his doctor to review results from genetic testing. During the call, as the doctor began explaining a specific detail, Harry noticed something on the screen that made him abruptly stop the conversation. He immediately asked for all the test results to be sent to him and ended the call. One insider claimed that when Meghan returned home from Arch's playgroup, she found Harry frozen in front of the screen, pale and visibly shaken, as though he had just seen something deeply unsettling. The DNA test had apparently revealed something unexpected, something that could further shake the foundations of his already fragile connection to the royal family. The recently revealed genetic information did not align with what was expected from the Windsor lineage. Instead, it bore a striking resemblance to someone from Princess Diana's past, James Hewitt, the former army officer with whom Diana had a well-known relationship for 5 years in the late 1980 and early 1990. For years, there had been widespread speculation that Hewitt might be Prince Harry's biological father, fueled largely by their physical similarities. However, both Hewitt and those close to Diana, including royal biographers and friends, have consistently maintained that their relationship began in 1986, 2 years after Harry's birth in 1984, effectively dismissing those rumors. That timeline had always been used by the palace to silence the speculation. Now, however, new DNA results reportedly suggest a different story. Sources familiar with the genetic report claim it directly implicates Hewitt as Harry's biological father, casting doubt on the long-standing official narrative. If true, it would mean Diana and Hewitt may have had some form of connection earlier than previously acknowledged, possibly even during the early stages of Diana's troubled marriage to Prince Charles. A royal insider suggested this may have occurred at a time when Diana was feeling isolated and emotionally neglected, particularly as Charles had rekindled his relationship with Camilla. If Diana did seek comfort in Hewitt earlier than publicly known, then a significant truth has been hidden for decades. This revelation has deeply shaken Prince Harry. It has forced him to re-examine his identity, his past, and the meaning of the legacy he was born into. According to those close to him, this discovery has caused profound emotional pain, not just because of what it revealed, but because of what it might mean about his entire life. It has made him reconsider his relationship with the royal family, especially with King Charles. A source close to the Sussex family revealed that Harry is now grappling with the possibility that some people, perhaps even Charles himself, may have always known the truth. In hindsight, all the cold moments, distant looks, and emotional detachment he experienced now carry a different weight. For Harry, this isn't just about genetics. It's about confronting the foundation of his identity and questioning whether he was ever truly seen as part of the family he believed he belonged to. The truth hit Harry harder than he ever imagined. For so long he had felt different, set apart by a secret he couldn't name, and was often referred to as the Spare. When he poured his heart out in his 2023 memoir, Spare, he revealed his lifelong struggle to connect with his father, King Charles. He wrote of feeling invisible, of yearning for love and approval that never seemed to come. Now, the devastating possibility that Charles may have always known Harry wasn't his biological son feels like the ultimate betrayal. According to those close to him, the revelation struck like a storm. One of the most emotional moments came when Harry sat for hours studying old photographs of himself with Charles, searching for any signs of genuine connection, anything he might have missed that could explain how he was truly seen as a child. What once seemed like treasured father-son memories now feel hollow and distant. Though Harry hasn't spoken publicly about the DNA results, his actions speak volumes. Just weeks after receiving the news, he consulted legal experts to determine his official standing within the royal family and initiated the process to remove the royal surname Mountbatten Windsor from his children's names, opting for them to be known simply as Sussex. He also asked for his charitable foundation to strip away all royal branding and affiliations. In a quiet but profound gesture, He returned personal gifts from Queen Elizabeth Roman II through a private courier rather than delivering them himself. His most decisive move came in the form of a letter to the palace, declaring his wish to sever all formal ties with the royal family. Despite still being sixth in line to the throne due to his birth during Charles and Diana's marriage, for Harry, this wasn't about titles or tradition. It was about reclaiming a sense of truth and peace. The world he once called home now seemed built on deception, at least in relation to his own story. Through it all, Meghan Markle has reportedly remained his steadfast source of strength. Friends say she didn't view the recent revelation as something shameful, but rather as the missing puzzle piece that finally explained why Harry had been treated differently for much of his life. She reminded him that DNA doesn't erase the love or commitment of the people who raised him. But she also understood his need to confront the truth and take time to process what it meant for his identity. Respecting his emotional journey, she gave him the space to grieve, reflect, and consider what comes next. When it comes to their children, Archie and Lilith, Harry and Meghan have chosen not to share anything with them for now, as they are still too young to grasp the situation. Their priority is to keep life as normal and peaceful as possible for their family. Sources say Harry has become increasingly protective of his children, reportedly tightening home security and closely monitoring who comes near them. His concern is that should the news of his paternity become public, it could bring unwanted attention or even harassment from the media. A close confidant shared that protecting Archie and Lilith has become Harry's top priority. The entire experience has only strengthened his resolve to shield them from the kind of scrutiny and pressure he endured growing up. He wants their lives to be quiet, free, and filled with love, not constrained by royal expectations or buried secrets. As for James Hewitt, the man long speculated to be Harry's biological father, his response has been more complex than anyone anticipated. While he has not spoken publicly about the DNA results, those close to him describe him as shocked and emotionally conflicted. Despite years of denying paternity, it's now believed that he may have quietly harbored doubts, particularly given the timing of past events. One of his former military colleagues recalled how Hewitt often spoke of Harry's time in the army with an unusual pride. He paid close attention to Harry's deployment in Afghanistan and even kept newspaper clippings about his military achievements. At the time, many assumed it was due to his connection with Diana, but now some wonder if a deeper, more personal reason was behind his interest. Whether Hewitt and Harry will ever build a meaningful relationship remains uncertain. Despite occasional overlaps in their lives, the two have never had a serious conversation, leaving the future of their connection an open question. While Harry was still living in the UK, forming any kind of meaningful connection would have been difficult, particularly because Hewitt had previously leveraged his alleged link to Princess Diana to gain public attention, giving interviews and writing books about her. According to someone who has known Hewitt for many years, the possibility that there might be truth to this connection, or even the lingering uncertainty, has quietly weighed on him for nearly 4 decades. Whether Hewitt truly knew something or simply harbored suspicions, he now has to confront the emotional consequences of choices made long ago. As for Harry, he appears resolute in his decision to distance himself from the world he once inhabited. Those close to him say he is fully focused on raising his children and dedicating himself to charitable causes. He is determined to build an identity separate from the royal legacy. One friend revealed that Harry feels an odd sense of clarity and relief, finally understanding the confusion he experienced growing up. Why he often felt like an outsider, why he sensed he was treated differently. It's painful, but with this new understanding, things suddenly make more sense. This deeper awareness has brought Harry closer to the memory of his late mother, Princess Diana. Her compassion for those on the margins, her humanitarian work, and her bold choice to walk away from royal life now hold even greater meaning for him. A friend mentioned that Harry has come to see her in a new light and truly grasped the loneliness Diana must have endured. Burdened by secrets the royal institution worked hard to keep hidden. That shared sense of pain has connected Harry more deeply to her legacy than ever before. Although rare in the modern era, history is filled with stories of uncertain royal bloodlines shaping the fate of powerful dynasties. From King Louis XIV to the Habsburgs, rumors of illegitimate heirs and hidden truths have altered the paths of empires. What sets Harry's situation apart is that it's unfolding in real time in a world where modern DNA technology, relentless media scrutiny, and his own departure from royal duties converge. No royal of Harry's standing has ever had both the means to uncover a secret of this magnitude and the independence to confront it openly. Where such questions once faded into whispers and speculation, today they are illuminated by science and global attention. The monarchy now faces an unprecedented challenge, one that tradition alone cannot withstand. A system long upheld by bloodlines and family heritage is being confronted by the precision of modern biology. As one expert in royal history noted, monarchies have endured public scandals and political upheavals, but never before have they been forced to grapple with the undeniable weight of genetic evidence. In the long term, this development may destabilize the very foundations of royal lineage more profoundly than any past rebellion ever did. Yet, beyond the institution and its implications lies a deeply personal story. A man in his 40s confronting a truth that redefines his identity. For Prince Harry, this revelation does more than cast uncertainty on the question of paternity. It compels him to reassess who he truly is. A psychologist unaffiliated with Harry observed that such late-in-life discoveries can prompt individuals to revisit their entire past memories, relationships, and formative experiences, questioning what was genuine and what was not. It can be a deeply destabilizing experience. However, Harry appears to be navigating it with resilience. Those close to him report that his drawing on the tools gained through therapy and the stable life is created in America to process this revelation. Rather than being broken by it, he seems to be using it to forge a stronger sense of self. According to a friend, Harry has found peace in embracing who he is not as a prince, but as a person. That quiet clarity brings a kind of happiness that eluded him under the weight of royal expectations. For someone raised in the glare of public scrutiny and rigid tradition, this personal freedom may be the fresh start his long needed since stepping back from royal duties in 2020. Now, it seems Harry is choosing to define himself not by the title he was born into, but by the life he consciously builds. In many ways, it echoes the path his mother might have taken, prioritizing honesty over duty and valuing truth above appearances. Meanwhile, within the royal household, a surprising new chapter is unfolding. King Charles has made headlines by bestowing a highly esteemed title upon Kate Middleton. It's yet another intriguing development in the ever-evolving story of the monarchy, one that continues to captivate the world. King Charles's recent decision to appoint Kate Middleton as the official guardian of national heritage marks a significant and symbolic turning point for the monarchy. Traditionally, this role, steeped in centuries of meaning and tied closely to royal customs, has always been passed down in a strict line, typically to the queen consort. The fact that it has now been entrusted to Kate instead of Queen Camilla, who had long anticipated receiving it, has taken many by surprise. Camilla, having served loyally by King Charles' side for years and fulfilling her duties with dedication and grace, had quietly prepared herself for this prestigious title. Her being overlooked signals more than a personal disappointment. It represents a bold departure from long-standing tradition. By choosing Kate, King Charles is clearly expressing a shift in vision for the royal family's future, one that places faith in the younger generation and embraces change while still respecting heritage. Kate's appointment is not merely ceremonial. It carries substantial weight and expectations. She is not just stepping into a new role. She is stepping into history itself, charged with upholding a legacy while shaping its future direction. This move suggests that the monarchy is ready to adapt, modernize, and redefine its place in a rapidly evolving society. What adds even more gravity to this decision is its timing. Amid King Charles's reported health issues, including cancer treatment, there is a heightened sense of urgency surrounding the royal family's future. This transition appears to be a deliberate effort to prepare the monarchy for the challenges ahead. By elevating Kate now, the king is ensuring that the next generation is not only included but entrusted with preserving and reimagining the royal legacy. In doing so, Kate becomes a powerful symbol of continuity and transformation at a time when both are critically needed. She is undoubtedly prepared to step up when the time comes. This isn't merely a kind gesture toward a loved one. It's a thoughtful and forward-looking decision. The title she now holds carries deep significance. It's more than just a symbol of power. It represents a commitment to preserving the country's history and carefully passing it on to future generations. For centuries, this role has been a vital part of royal tradition. By choosing Kate to take it on, Charles was clearly aiming to bridge the past with the future. Kate isn't just any royal figure. As the wife of the future king, she already plays a significant role in shaping the royal family's public image. This new title only strengthens her position. Her background is an important factor as well. Unlike many royals, Kate did not grow up in a palace or royal circles. She comes from an ordinary family and gracefully worked her way into royal life. With a degree in art history and a genuine dedication to early childhood causes and cultural preservation, she is well suited for this responsibility. However, this role will not be without challenges. She will face constant public scrutiny, high expectations, and the pressure to get everything right. Although she often appears calm and confident in public, this new responsibility will truly test her ability to balance everything she already manages. Everyone is eager to see how she handles this next chapter. What do you think about these recent royal developments? Do you believe they will bring meaningful change to the royal family,